Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another breakdown episode. And I recorded this video, but it was this morning. I was super tired. I was very paranoid. I don't know, and I got my sleeveless shirt on because I was just sleeping and I just got up. But I'm up. I'm raring to go, and I'm going to re-record the video I did this morning. And basically, I was talking about interpromotional wrestling this morning, and I kind of had a thought about it last night while I was at work, and was thinking about if WWE did it. Now, if we got to think about this in a way that would make sense in the world of the WWE. And to me, here, let me break this down a little bit. Okay, Lucha Underground has worked with Impact recently, and I may miss some interpromotional workings recently. Just bear with me. Um, just giving perfect examples. Ring of Honor, Austin Aries is getting ready, I believe, to challenge the World Championship in ROH, Ring of Honor. Um, that's interesting. And I say that's interesting because if people remember, I believe they had a disagreement over talent grabs when TNA was still around, when it was still TNA. And that was kind of a big deal, and I think they really stopped doing interpromotional stuff between Ring of Honor and TNA at the time because of that. I think a lot of it was because, I want to say it was like Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, some other people were involved in that, but I think it was people like a long, long time ago. And I don't remember who all was in it, but anyway, beside the point. But they worked with each other. New Japan has worked with, Ring of Honor consistently for probably a while. Um, they're probably going to be working with Impact because Don Callis is now there. He's a big instrument um, of New Japan right now and America. So really, really cool. So that's a thing. Um, and also, you get all these other promotions that are in the world that could be a part of this as well, that are really considered independent wrestling. Now, if you think about this, New Japan is probably the biggest competition to WWE right now because they're pretty well known. They're in Japan. They're really the biggest promotion in Japan, or the most well known in Japan. Um, uh, it's just the biggest stars are on the biggest platform over there. So they're really the closest. But they do work with Ring of Honor, and they do work with, well, they will work probably with Impact, and most likely I think they did things with Lucha Underground too. So in that terms, should WWE work with New Japan? Here is my little thing with that. Maybe NXT. But then you got to think about from a business standpoint of the WWE. If the WWE worked with something like that, they would honestly have to admit that they're on their level. And I don't think they want to admit that. So, in my opinion, I don't think that will ever happen. NXT might work because they can admit that they're on their level. Because really, from an NXT standpoint, they are on the level of New Japan and Ring of Honor because they're pretty much on that level. But I think I got to think about this last night, and the only way really WWE, I think, would do something like what they would work with Japan and Ring of Honor, New Japan, New Japan and Ring of Honor, and even Impact maybe, would be like WCW used to do when wrestlers would come in from Japan and from Mexico, and they would say this guy has come from this place to hone his craft in the WWE. And they used to say that in WCW back in the day. I remember them saying about Kensuke. I can't remember. The dude was the U.S. champion. I cannot remember what his damn name was. It was like I remember them saying, like Kensuke Sasaki or something like that. He was the U.S. champion. I do remember that, and I think Dustin Rhodes may have beat him or got beaten by him and lost the U.S. championship. I can't remember. If I remember right in WCW history, that's what happened. I think. Could be wrong. It could have been somebody else. Could have been Vader or something. I don't remember. But anyways, but I remember distinctly that WCW would always say something to that effect that, hey, they've come over to America to hone their craft, blah, blah, blah. But if they just insert WWE, it would make a lot of sense. And they could do, like a 2-month contract or a 3-month contract, a very, very short amount contract. And it'd be kind of like a talent negotiation. And the way I think this would really, really work is, let's say they want to get a big name star from Japan. They can really like get Okada or get, Ibushi, whatever his name is. Kota Ibushi. Sign like a 2-month contract. Have him come over, Kota 205 Live, or have him come over and, do NXT for a takeover. Just imagine if Ricochet versus Ibushi at Takeover for the, after he beats Adam Cole for the North American Championship or the NXT Championship, have Ibushi come over and challenge for the NXT Championship. That would be amazing. I mean, nobody would know that he's not going to win that championship. People would think that Ibushi, behind the scenes, I don't think anybody would know what was going on. They literally would think Ibushi is showing up to be a part of NXT and be there forever. But in all actuality, they would be on a short-term contract and he would only be there for a couple takeovers and wrestle a couple takeovers. And the thing about this is that even if it's an NXT, it's taped. He can come in, do a couple tapings, go back to Japan, and then have to come back into the takeover. And that's quite a while off, especially for NXT. Now, even if it's WWE, they still could come over, do a couple tapings, go back. And like a perfect example is, right now what they're doing with the New Day and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Maybe Kenny Omega doesn't want to come right now, and maybe they would be mad because he's the biggest star in New Japan right now. But if they said, hey, Young Bucks, do you want to come and do a thing with the New Day? We'll take you for, a couple months, for a couple pay-per-views, but we want your date to show up as a mystery tag team and have you show up at, I don't know. I know Backlash has already happened, but let's say like Backlash was the next event. Say, okay, Backlash. And then at SummerSlam, we'll have you wrestle officially an announced match against the New Day. That would be interesting. So they do that. And then after that pay-per-view, they just go away. They would go away. And you can honestly have Young Bucks, win, at, Backlash, show up as mystery partners, they win. At SummerSlam, New Day goes over, Young Bucks go away. And then WrestleMania time comes around, sign the Young Bucks and maybe another person to come over and wrestle the New Day at WrestleMania in a match. So that all 30 members get to wrestle at WrestleMania. So forth, and game over. It'd be an amazing match, I think. For WrestleMania, I think that if WWE forked out enough money to get Kenny Omega, I think they would probably let him come for an interpromotional match. New Japan lets him go, but I think for WrestleMania, if they're like, hey, we're going to give you your double fee, what you normally get, to come and do WrestleMania, I think they would probably take it. So that's my thought on New Japan promotional matches happening in WWE, because I think New Japan is what most people want to see in the WWE. But just think about some of the other matches that we honestly could see. A guy like Jimmy Havoc coming in and wrestling a match with, Baron Corbin on Monday Night Raw, or a guy, I've been watching MLW, so this is why it's fresh in my head. The guy the champion on MLW right now? Whatever he is. He came into some matches with, AJ Styles. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. But anyways, that's my thoughts. I want to know your thoughts down below. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.